Hey guys. Okay, past lives. This is one of my past lives. The very first one I've ever recalled. And everybody says you gotta go to a hypnotherapist and do all this bullshit with pay them all the money. They take you and they regress you and into your past life and you can see it. Well, I'm poor as dirt, so I didn't have that option. So there's this book that tells you how to do it by yourself, and all you gotta do is meditate. Now I had already crossed over in meditation, where I bring my spirit to my head, bring my soul to my head, so I'm seeing through my soul. So I don't have that issue. And watch my past videos tells you how to do that. Now, what the book said was, and I forgot the name of the guy, and I forgot the name of the book, but he said, basically, lay down, meditate. Know that you want to go into your past life. He goes, cross over into the spirit. Once you cross over into the spirit, and you know how to do that, then visualize yourself at a cave entrance, and inside it's all black. He goes, now, what you want to do is feel it as much as you can, and smell it, feel it, the wet of the cave, everything. Little bugs crawling on the cave, and you walk in, and at the end of the cave, there's a little white light, about 200 whatever yards away. It's a white light, and as you get closer to it, it'll get really big. And he goes, about 8 feet high, 8, 9 feet high, there'll be a white light, and it's like paper. And he goes, but it's all glowing white, and it's like paper. And you'll touch it, it's like paper. And then he goes, when you go through that, you're going to go into your past life. And he goes, you have to know that, and say it to yourself. So I did that. Basically, I visualized it best I could. And my first time doing it, I lay down, meditate, crossed over into, this is back when I was like 16 years old, okay? I'm 51 now. I did this when I was 16, 17, somewhere in there. And this is what happened. I'm walking down. I walk down to the end where the big paper light is. It's like a paper. It's like a paper. You can't see through it. It's like opaque. And it's glowing white. And he goes, now, the guy says, back up and run as fast as you can right through it. And when you get through the paper light, when you break through, you're going to be in your past life. Everything you see is going to be your past life that you had. Well, I'm like, all right. So I got to the end, felt the paper, backed up, and I ran as fast as I can, and I jumped like Superman, smashed through the paper, and boom! This is what I experienced from my past life. I smashed through the paper, and I'm flying. And there's a road, a dirt road, going through the forest. The forest is evergreen trees. And it opened up into farmland, this road. And I see this little kid, and he's walking, and he's coming to a village, but it's like a cowboy town. Everything's wood. The buildings are wood. The sidewalks are wood. The street is mud and puddles, and there's a crossroads in the middle, and there's buildings here and there. Okay, and there's a kid walking, and I'm flying over top of the kid, and I look at him, I'm like, hey, that kid. And I'm not doing it, I'm just watching in my head. I fly down to the kid, and whoom, I go right into his back, and I'm the kid. I'm walking down the road, this dirt road, and I got a basket. I'm carrying a basket. And all of a sudden I get nervous, and there's a church, an old wooden church, coming up on the left of me. And as I'm walking by, there's a girl sitting on the church steps, or the house that's connected to the church. And she's smiling at me, and I waved to her, she's smiling, and we're smiling at each other. And she's beautiful, right? So, I get that, and then I walk into the village town, a little bit further, I walk into the village town. And then I walk into it, and I'm dodging huge mud puddles, and there's horses, and there's horse carriages, horses pulling carriages and stuff like that, and everybody's got a gun, they all look like cowboys. And I jump a couple mud puddles, and I walk up, and I pet this horse that's tied to this railing on this house, a wooden shop or something. And as I walk up to the shop, I look at the sign above the shop, and it's written in that upside down Russian type writing. You see in TV and all that, their language is like upside down, A's and B's and C's, and they're all backwards, upside down. That's what it's, I don't know what the hell it said, but that's what I'm seeing. And then I walk up these steps off the street, and I'm walking down the sidewalk, but it's wood. And I open up this door, and all of a sudden I smell bread, and it's dark inside. And it's dark, and they got windows, but it was still pretty dark because it was really bright outside. And I went in, and it was darker, and I could smell bread, like fresh baked bread, like a bakery. And I walked in, there was a couple guys, and they were buying bread off the big, giant Russian guy behind the counter. And so all of a sudden, the two guys leave, they say goodbye or whatever, and the Russian guy turns around, grabs a couple breads wrapped in a blanket, not a blanket, a cloth. It's wrapped in cloth to keep it warm, I guess. And he gives them to me. And then he goes, rah, 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 so says something to me, not angry. He just tells me what to do. And I don't know what he said. It was in Russian. Like, and I'm like, yeah. And the whole meaning, the feeling was, take these home to mom. That's why I'm here. Take them home to mom, and then do something when you get there. So I turn around and I'm walking back. I jump the mud puddles. I'm going back, and I'm going back to the church. So I get back to the church, and I'm passing. Oh my God, I'm already nervous. I'm like, holy shit, she's still there. So I'm nervous as hell. As I'm walking up, I'm all nervous. She's looking at me, and so I'm walking by. I'm smiling at her, wave. She calls me over, right? So I go over there. She's hot. I go over there, and she's beautiful. And then we end up talking, sitting on the porch. And then she goes, come into my bedroom, I want to show you something. So I go into her bedroom. I'm standing there, and she's showing me things that she has or whatever. And then we start, out of nowhere, we start making them, kissing and everything. And we're kissing and hugging. And I don't know if we're getting naked and having sex, but I'm ready to go. Anyway, as that's going on in her bedroom, the door opens up. Her old man's standing there, and he's a priest, a Catholic-looking priest. Long cape, collar thing, all that stuff, and he looks like a fucking cowboy, like grizzled and nasty looking. And anyway, he smacks her across the head or some fucking thing, knocks her across the room. I'm like, holy shit. She gets up and leaves and crying and blah. He grabs me, picks me up, takes me into the church. He takes me into this church, which is connected to his house. So the priest is the daughter. That's his daughter I was making up with. Anyway, he's in there, and he's walking back and forth like this, and I'm sitting there going, I got my bread, I just want to go home, man. Fuck this, I don't just want to go home. But he won't let me go. And the next thing, he don't know what to do with me. And then he bitches yells at me or something. He yells at me, tells me what, if I ever see his daughter again or something like that type of thing. And then he lets me go. I'm out the door. I run home. I'm like, I was late. My mom yells at me. I give her, and I live, there's a single road through the evergreen forest. Boom. Next thing I know, I'm out hunting in the forest. And I'm walking through the forest with a gun. Like I don't know what kind of gun, like a gun, long rifle looking thing. And I'm walking and I can't find nothing, and I'm up to my ass in snow. I've been out there almost 3/4 of the day in the middle of winter, and I'm freezing. I come home, and first I didn't catch any deer or rabbits or anything. There was nothing to kill, to eat. So I'm trying to feed the family. Like my dad, that was my dad. I bought the bread off. That was his shop in town where he sells bread. He makes the bread and sells it. And my dad was a bakery guy. Anyway, he's coming home soon. So I'm in the house and I'm sitting there and there's stew and it's all old wooden stuff and I'm at the wooden table. My little sister's there and the dog's there and my mom's cooking. And I didn't find nothing to eat. Well, we had food, but you know, for tomorrow. And anyway, my dad comes home and he was late, and we all knew that, and we're like getting kind of worried, right? Because it was dark outside, and he's got the horse and all that. And all of a sudden, we hear the horse and the carriage pull up, and we're like, he's home, we get to eat. And all of a sudden, he calls my mom, like, woman, get out here, type thing. So my mom goes to the door, and we're at this supper table, and we don't know, something's weird going on, we don't know. And my dad brings in this girl, and the girl was the girl from the one I was making up with. She's got her head's bashed in, bleeding and blood all over the place. My dad's carrying her, and says he found her on the road almost to our house before she passed out, and he thinks she passed out on the way to our house, and I had some explaining to do. So anyway, my mom freaks out, grabs the girl, throws her in a bedroom, and he starts healing her up. She was passed out. Make a long story short, she finally gets healed. I tell my parents I was with her, and she says, basically tells my parents, her dad did this to her because whatever, she came to be with me, and we liked each other. And so then, boom, we go to the next view, and we're together, and we're gonna build a house next to my dad in the lot, a property, or make a property next to my dad's house. And I'm about 2 years older, and this is what we're planning on doing. And I already started clearing the land, cutting the land on my own time to build this house, this cabin we're gonna live in, and we're together, or whatever. And she's pregnant. So, we then are at the town harvest, and it's a great big barn, and the whole town goes there and brings a bunch of goodies, pies and food and meat and stuff like and booze, and we're all in this barn, and there's like 100 tables in this barn, and it's all lit up, and there's music playing, and people are dancing and having a good time. And I got this beer at my I'm at this table. I got this beer stein, like a big ass one, like huge, and it's like this. It's got the thing on top that goes like that. Or no, maybe it didn't. Other people did, but I didn't. But I'm like, and I'm drinking. I'm like, oh, that fucking so good. Anyway, we're at this big party festival. The whole town's there, and all of a sudden, I get this weird feeling. Right? Everybody's like a festival, man. It's like a harvest festival. Everybody's talking about their shit, and everybody's eating, packing it in, drinking, and I get this weird feeling. And the girl is right beside me. She's sitting with me, and we're together. She's pregnant with my kid, and I'm building the house and getting everything going already. My dad's all happy. We're all happy, and she's drinking. I'm drinking. We're not drunk or anything. All of a sudden, I get this weird feeling. I look across the dancing people in the middle of the barn. I look to the other side of the barn, and there's 3 or 4 guys, and they're all going. And they're looking at me, and they're all miserable, going, talking, amongst themselves. And I get this fucking feeling like, uh-oh. And so I look at them, I go, suck it back, drink that up, we're getting the hell out of here right now, because hell's going to break loose. And she go, okay. So we get done, we say our goodbyes to everybody we know, and we start walking home. My dad and my mom ain't there, or they left earlier at the party, and we start walking home, and there's a little bit of snow on the road, evergreen trees on either side of it, and it was nighttime. You get that like that blue glow in the snow, and the stars were just like stars all the way. You can see it. And I'm walking to her, and we're talking, and we're walking home. We're holding hands or something, and we're walking, and we keep walking, and it's slow. I'm feeling good, and the feeling went away of them people as soon as I got walking home, and we're walking home, and then as we're walking home, we're outside of town. We're in the bush now. We're past her church. And we're in the straight bush, just a long, straight, more or less, from what I understood, a straight road, dirt road through the bush, and then you get to my house. We're building our house. I ain't got a house done yet. All of a sudden, we're holding hands. 3 guys jump out to the left of me. Before I even hear them, one guy's got me around the chest, like this. He's got me around my chest, and he cuts my throat. He cut it good, like right to the spine, and like even maybe he cut through the spine, I think. And all of a sudden, he's holding me like that. He's holding my head back. He's got me by the head. He cuts my throat, and then he grabs my head, holds it back. I can't fucking move. And I'm freaking out, and all of a sudden I just feel a pressure drop, just go like I shrunk, and I could feel like I was cold outside, and all of a sudden I could feel all this blood go right down my chest, and it was just like, and you could feel it, man, all this blood. As that's happening, he's holding me back, holding my head back as blood drains out. Two other guys are stabbing my wife, like stabbing her, threw her to the ground, just stabbed the hell out of her. Then they threw me to the ground, and she's laying there bleeding out. They threw me on the ground. I'm laying on the ground on my face, and I'm getting ready to leave. I know I'm about ready to die, and I'm laying there. They ran away, and I'm laying in a pool of blood, and I can see the blood going, and it's melting the snow as it's going like that, and it's pooling. And so I'm laying like this, and I can see her right there, and I can't talk, but my heart is. And so I'm going to let her know I'm here and I'm alive or whatever. So I with all the energy I got, I go move my stuff, and I with all my energy, I picked up my arm and put it on her back. Next thing you know, I leave my body. I just whoop, and I'm floating above her, and she's laying there, and I'm here. I have my hand on her, and all of a sudden I hear people yelling at me, and I want to help her, but I'm going up, and I want to go back down and help her, but I can't. I'm going up, and I'm like, I look up, and there's a little white light in the blackness. The illusion. There's a little white light in the blackness. Black. Everything's black. Just a white light above me. And they're all my family yelling at me. Come here. Come to the light. Go to the light. Go to the light. Come here. Come to our voices. Go to the light. Come to our voices. And I'm going up, and I'm like, and I yell at them. I go, fuck, my wife's down there. She's stabbed. She's bleeding to death. Forget about it. She'll be here in a minute. Just come to the light. And so I'm going up, and I'm yelling at her. I go, come to my voice, come to my voice. I tell my wife to come to my voice. Come to my voice, come to my voice. I'm right here above you, come to my voice. So I'm telling her to come to my voice. And all of a sudden, she got stabbed like 50 times. And all of a sudden, whack, she's instantly right in my arms. We're hugging each other. And everybody's yelling, so I'm hugging her. And we're going up. I have her in my arms. And she's holding on to me, and I'm holding on to her. Heart to heart, and we're going up. And as we're going up, as we get closer and closer, like to the light, the hole gets bigger, and I can see heads looking down at me, and they're all going, come, 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 come. And then as I get closer, I feel compassion and love and home and everything overwhelming, head to toe. And as I get to the light, and I'm just about there. I can feel it. I can see the 3-4 dimensional people heads looking at me, and they start coming into skin color. And as it's a blue sky, and it's all beautiful. Blue sky, no snow, just nice and warm, and the compassion and hug and the love and wow. As I get close, I go, whap, and I wake up in my bed. I grabbed my pen and pencil and wrote it all down. My first past life experience. And that, I'm guessing, was in the late 1700s, 1800s, early 1800s, somewhere in there. And that's how I did it. I didn't need no crazy hypnotherapist or anything. And it cost me a goddamn dime. I didn't know what the past life was. But I told myself to go to my past life. I read the book. I thought about it. I learned how to meditate. And when I jumped through that light, boom, I was in my past life. And it was just as real as you're looking at me on this computer. Even more real than that. It was like real life. You wouldn't even believe it. It was like real life. Smells, sound, everything. And the blood running down was like hot Elmer's glue. And I deflated. I just shrunk down. That's what it felt like when I got my throat cut. When they cut my throat. So, her dad, my wife's dad, we weren't married yet. Well, I guess that was a bad thing. We weren't married yet, but he bashed her. He was abusive and beat her up and did all that shit. Probably killed his mom. I don't know about that. But anyway, he didn't want me marrying her. She said, I'm fucking marrying him. And that's all it is. And that's the way it's going to be. And it's going to be that way all the time. He said, oh yeah? So you got 4 fucking village idiots. Assassins. Now they were local, but not. They were like far away when they came to this thing. He paid them to do us in. He killed his own daughter so she wouldn't marry me. And my dad found her earlier. And that was the first time he tried it. Because I guess they got in a fight earlier. 2 years before, a year before. She said, fuck you, I'm leaving. She started making her way to my house. But he bashed her in the head and she was cut open and she passed out. My dad was coming home from the bakery, saw her and picked her up. And that was my past life. And outside of Stalingrad, I learned that this year from her. Years later, when I went to heaven with her, we were in some Christian place, big giant church. We got married in this big giant church. Both dead. I remember it. I recalled it later on. We then, somewhere along the line, I had the option to be born. We were like bored of each other, but we still loved each other. But I decided, fuck, I gotta get down here and get some skill points or whatever I'm doing. I got born. She stayed there. She wouldn't want any of it. She didn't want any of it. Being born again in another body. Well, I thought it would be pretty cool, you know. So when we went, before that, I went and talked to the fucking ETs. I went to the door. You open up the door and you're looking in outer space. I called the ETs. They came and I told them to make sure I'm not ignorant of their existence in my life ever again. Because I guess that Russian life, I didn't have too many ET contacts. But this time I said, I want to see this shit. I want to know what the fuck's going on. I do not want to forget what I know now with you guys. Everything I know now, I do not want to forget when I'm born. In this life. I was born in this life. Fucking hundreds of ET contacts. Hundreds of sightings. I try to put it here on the video. I love her. Could never have a wife. There's no one that matches her love with her in heaven. So she's like my spirit guide now, right? So, I mean, I love other people that I've met here, and I've had girlfriends, but They never worked out. They never stayed. Never worked. And she's like my spirit guide. When I crossed the veil 9 years ago, I crossed the veil to be with her. When we got together in the spirit world, my soul and her soul, in the spirit world astral plane, we had 2 kids, Julie and Angela. She did, anyway. And they popped out of her. Whoop, whoop. I got 2 kids. All with Jesus waiting for me in St Lucian. And that's how it worked. And that's where my soul is now. I'm with her and my kids and Christ in St Lucian. All from that past life. There you go. And that's why I'm fucked up now. Because of love. And I died 3 times. I could have died. I was right there. But I fought back to stay here. I'm staying here until I get old age or whatever. Maybe, I don't know, whatever happens. I'm staying here to live my life the best I can before I go there and be with everybody. And I'm at this crossroads in between, always standing in the middle of the bridge, where I'm half there and half here, my soul. The thing is, when I breached my skins, I see consciously now where my soul lives, because my soul is living with them. So I see that world. My soul's here also, and I see here. So I'm making these videos because what I'm experiencing between the 2 worlds is fucking wow. Unheard of stuff. Unheard of, man. As far as I'm concerned, I never heard any of this stuff. When I experience this stuff, boom, there it is. Blows me away. Fucking portholes, aliens, drama, creating things. I'm learning from Christ to create things, how the illusion works, what's going on, all of that, and I'm putting it out here for you guys. And that's that fucking simple of how I got here. And that's why I'm making these videos. Later, guys.